Hey guys, Highcast here, and welcome back to Milwaukee. I have created a proposal for one light rail line to provide transit for the residents of Milwaukee. Milwaukee currently has a population of 600,000 people, and although it is less congested than cities like Chicago or Los Angeles, it has no form of rail transit in the entire city. Sure, if you have the Amtrak station that connects the General Mitchell International Airport to the intermodal station, but the airport station is being planned on being demolished to make way for the high-speed railway that I've proposed in my last video. It isn't a rather significant station either because it's over a mile away from the actual terminal, so you would either have to walk to it for 30 minutes to the station, or you would have to take a shuttle bus to the station to go to Milwaukee. But if you're going to take a bus, why don't you just take the city bus? So I decided to create a route from the airport to downtown Milwaukee with an additional extension to Miller Park. Although the line is almost 11 miles in length and has 22 stations, the purpose of the line is to connect major centers of Milwaukee with an alternative connection. It may be fast and easy to drive on highways in Milwaukee, but if you know a thing or two about highway infrastructure and expansion, they may be helpful for transporting freight and interstate passengers, but not as helpful tool for commuters since they clog up the highways during rush hour. There's a reason why these highways are called interstate highways rather than commuter highways. But enough about the nitty-gritty details. Let's go into the line itself. The airport station, where the line starts, is located a walking distance from Concourse C and the International Arrivals Terminal. There's an office area right behind the station, so we would have to create a connection to the terminal and station with an underground walkway, not just to the concourse, but also to the main terminal for people coming into the airport. Other than that, there is nothing else to say about the airport station. The line makes its way from the airport terminal and onto Highway 38 to head north towards downtown Milwaukee. Our first stop has a dedicated parking ride is the Layton Avenue station. The parking lot isn't that big, and I don't plan on making it into a ramp, so you just have a small parking lot. The next 5 stops are in residential areas with some commercial and half a mile apart each. I have tried to keep the stops half a mile apart as much as possible for decent walking distance. However, once we are in downtown Milwaukee, you'll see that these stations aren't always an equal distance apart from each other. 2,000 feet after Oklahoma Station, the light rail line turns onto the high-speed rail line. The next 2 miles are part of the most ambitious and most expensive part of the entire project. Where the light rail exists, when the light rail exists, Chase Avenue, it runs on top of the high-speed rail line. The next 2 miles are part of the The avenue currently cuts into the ground and has a railway run above it on a bridge. In this proposal, the railway is going to go underground and Chase Avenue is going to go on top. The light rail still runs at grade with Chase Avenue to cut costs. Along the length of the high-speed rail line, the land around it is either empty plots or an industrial development along it. Some of it is abandoned ruins. What I want to do with the light rail line is to create development along it and increase the population density of the surrounding area. Having the light rail on top of the high-speed railway also reduces noise, which further increases development. Now right here, this is something that you didn't see in my last video, the second intermodal station. I mentioned in my last video serving the UPN Metro line extension, and I also plan to create more commuter rail lines Let me start over. I mentioned in my last video that it will be serving the UPN Metro line extension, and I also have plans to create more commuter rail lines local to the Milwaukee metropolitan area, and a high-speed rail line from Milwaukee to Green Bay that will also serve the station. But for now, I drew the elevated light rail platform that would connect the intermodal station with the rest of Milwaukee. We replace this old railway bridge and build a new one for light rail. It probably isn't that hard because the railway bridge is already 2 tracks wide. Once we cross the Milwaukee River, we are in the 3rd Ward, or the historic 3rd Ward, as the station is called. This is a recreation and event center of Milwaukee. It has parks, spaces for activities, and various bars and restaurants. Now, the Third Ward station is the first streetcar station along the route. These two stations, located south of... No, not those. These ones. These two stations are located south of Interstate 794 and are going to be part of the Phase 1 plan for creating a streetcar system in Milwaukee, now under construction. I didn't feel like drawing the loop that the streetcar was going to take, so I just decided to include my proposal for a light rail line. When I first drew the route, the line went 1,000 feet north of the intermodal station, like it was right in front of the Grand Avenue Mall. But I failed to neglect that 1.3 million people come through this intermodal station every year. So I decided to run along the St. Paul Avenue to the intermodal station instead. This station will become important since the high-speed rail line connects Milwaukee to the Twin Cities and Chicago. After the intermodal station, the light rail runs more north, away from St. Paul Avenue onto 6th Street. The Wisconsin Center is self-explanatory. It is a light rail station for the Milwaukee Convention Center. Marquette University actually has multiple stations, but the various halls along the line aren't the correct distance apart, so this station is just the central station. The next station has a school of dentistry closer to it than the central station. A not as important goal to the light rail line is to promote local culture and history. The Pabst Mansion gets a stop according to the half-a-mile rule in the line. I try to keep the architecture of the light rail stations the same and inexpensive, but for some of these stations, I want to give them unique architecture. For this station, I think it would be cool for it to have a Gilded Age theme. The historic Third Ward station can have a concert theme as a tribute to the events such as Summerfest. The next two stations follow the half-a-mile rule. Bridge crossing the high-speed rail line. Story Hill is the last residential stop along the entire line. The platform that you see in orange, where there is currently trees, is where I plan to create a plaza for the residents. It will allow easier access to the neighborhood. The last station along the route is Miller Park. At the end of the light rail line it is only one track wide, so there is only one platform that you can get access to. I plan for this station to be decorated with art and architecture similar to the stadium itself. The station is also located right in front of the main entrance of the stadium, so you have a welcoming appearance when you step off the train and look towards the stadium. This concludes my presentation on the Milwaukee Light Rail line. If you enjoyed my video, make sure to leave a like. If you want more of me, check out my channel and consider subscribing. Got anything to say about my presentation? Refer to the comments below. Thank you for watching. This is Highcast Transportation, signing off.